Hi guys, and welcome to a cab to cab route preview video. We're doing something a little different this time, where I've been given the opportunity to showcase the work by a small group of devs working on a revamp for the South Wales coastal route, bringing it up to modern standards. So we're here currently at Bristol, and you can see instantly there's a different environment in front of us. Anyway, before we get into the gritty details of the route, first off, just want to say that this is a very heavily work in progress route. So what you see is potentially you might not get, but also it is not representational of the final build. As well as that, guys, this is going to be a little bit of a different video. You can probably tell this is me talking live over a video instead of actually script writing. So apologies for the lackluster quality and the lackluster driving. We're not here to judge that today. If you want a route learning video on this route, let me know down below. Anyway, let's get us started. I must first off say that this is a scenario that is included with the route. I've just changed it to be a IT, just to make it a little bit more, what's the term? Bearable on your guys' half. It was supposed to be a 2+4. Honestly, my driving skill on them is a little bit up in the air, but that will improve. Anyway, so we're here at Bristol Temple Meads, the east end specifically, and you can instantly see we've got a massive track layout change. This will step up in a minute, so we can see the beautiful EP taking its doing its beautiful work. There we go. So anyway, new track layout change. Basically this was done about a year and a bit ago, I'd say. Basically just to improve capacity into Bristol Temple Meads. And as a result, we've got new signalling to cater for the large amount of different routes available. So yeah, this is Bristol East Junction's gantry, looking very beautiful. Of course, it's not 100%. There's still a few little bits here to do. This is Bristol Barton Hill, Bristol Barton Hill Depot. You know, still needs a bit of sheds here, stuff like that. This is Kingsland Road, Kingsland's Road. So yeah, but it is looking a lot like Bristol, which is what we want. Anyway, let's get ourselves on the move. As well as that, we've got these little nice little detail. We've got these we've got the PSR, but we've got the A boards. The A boards mean we can, instead of having to wait for the whole train to completely pass the sign, we can just go up to 25 miles an hour after the front of our train's passed it, which is nice. They were trialled at Bristol, and I don't know if they're permanently in, but yeah, so it's nice to see them here. There is going to be 4 scenarios, I believe, from what I've been told anyway, that will be included. One by Jonathan Malot. I'm going to really butcher the name, so I'm not going to say it last name, but Jonathan M. He does some really good scenarios. There's a couple on ATS as well. So yeah, and then I've forgotten the other gent. But anyway, there's 4 really top quality scenarios included, which is very nice to see. And here's our first bit of change. Now, the Bristol to Patchway section is a bit of a building site at the moment, I'm afraid. But the idea is there, and what we can expect, or the feel of it's there, I should say. So anyway, this is doubled now. So normally we'd be on the left hand side on the slows, just driving the route normally. It never felt right, so I'm glad now we have got triple tracks in, pretty much. Now, as I say, on the right hand side, you'll see this all the way up to the section to Parkway or Patchway. But yeah, the stuff on the right just needs a little bit of polishing. But as I say, very heavily in development. There's a lot of signals as well that have been put in as placeholders with just normal LED signals. Some of them will have to be changed to ILS just to make it 100% spot on. But it feels like Bristol. It feels like Bristol. And while I got the time, I just want to say a big thanks to Bulent, who's one of the developers on this route, who reached out and basically said, Ben, do you want to have a look at it? And I said, definitely. So, yeah, really appreciate him reaching out. Very much appreciated. Anyway, right, on approach to not Bristol Parkway, Filton Abbey Wood now. So as you can see on the left hand side, it's a little bit of a construction site going on. Anyway, Filton Abbey Wood. So, yeah, not much changed here, to be fair, but bar the additional 4 tracks. Sorry, I just realised we put a DRA on. But again, work in progress. So, this is Filton. And of course, you know, it's a bit grassy here and there, but I'm sure that will happen. I believe is going to be minimal scenery sort of changes, so any alterations that they've had to do, so like the incorporating the 4 tracks here, they of course will have to tidy up around that, if you get what I mean. So I think that's the plan with stuff. I don't think there's going to be any heavy scenery changes. Right away. Anyway, right, departing Filton, we are now on our way to Patchway. And this is where we'll start to now see the roots liven up a little bit and become a little bit more polished, I'd say would be the term. So we've got, so in a minute on our right hand side we will see the, well, we could see the branch going out to, or the diversion out to Bristol Parkway. And in the centre of the triangle, you can just see the top of the roof actually in the just in the distance there. That is the top of Stoke Gifford IUP depot, Intercity Express depot, however you want to call it. Stoke Gifford is there, and it's got a track. So we'll fly over there because we're waiting for this signal. So you can just see on the right hand side it's looking a bit sparse. Normally there'd be a big giant fat wall preventing you from looking in to Stoke Gifford, but I believe the plan is to bring that up to, or have that as functional and as nice as possible. And you can just see on the right hand side, more eagle-eyed, you can see that IET which we'll be following. Shouldn't really pose us too much of an issue, but we'll be following that in our scenario. And we'll just we'll stop ourselves here. Okay, so it's not right. It says slamming into emergency whenever I pull it into full service. Anyway, right, we'll worry about that later. Here's Stoke Gifford. As you can see, all the track is in, looking very, very nice. You can see the overheads there. I'll show you Bristol Parkway while we're here as well. Bristol Parkway is looking very nice as well. Just needs to be a few little signal tweaks as well, because like some of the ones at the back here are ILSs instead of the normal sort of generic UK Pro sort of type. But it's looking very, very nice. Very nice. I love it. So yeah, it's Stoke Gifford again. You can see all the tracks in. Signals are in. I don't know if they are like this. I reckon they are not. But we'll see what can happen with that. Patchway's over there. Our signal has stepped up. And also at Patchway we can pop a pantograph up as well, because of course it's fully electrified down to Cardiff. A little bit of slow my braking there, a little bit too much too early, we'll say. Anyway, here is Patchway. Missing a wall there for some reason, not sure why. But yeah, Patchway. here it is, and again, doesn't look too bad. Ooh, I stopped short quite a bit there. But yeah, very nice. Actually, we'll just take a brief pause here just to figure out why I'm getting... Right, let's try... Right. Should be a bit better now, my braking. I shouldn't be going into emergency whenever I'm in full service. Not that I like braking in full service. It's, hate doing it. Anyway, so now we are Patchway tunnels coming up now. But I like this bit because it feels right. It feels right. One thing as well, I think needs to be done, or a little bit better, is just to work on the occlusions in the tunnels. Normally you get the fade in and out as you exit and enter a tunnel. With this, it's like, right, you're in a tunnel, black, instantly. So I think a little bit of that needs to be done. And also, because you actually get a, like, different ambient sound when you're inside a tunnel. I like this part. You've got all the raised cable troughs. It just looks right. Feels right. But yeah, I think that's what some of them needs to be done, because you can imagine going through a HSC. I love the HSC sounds when you're in a tunnel, the sort of reverb and sound you get. Imagine going through the tunnel, and the Severn Tunnel needs it as well. Speaking of Severn Tunnel, we're about, I'd say about, I don't know exactly. This is just a rough guess. We're a little way out, like a couple of miles, I'd say. I'm going to speed through the Severn Tunnel because, of course, I don't expect you guys to sit in darkness for about 5 minutes or so. It is Pilling, with its bridge no longer there, thanks to the overheads. Right, single yellow. I always brake a little too early because it looks like it looks quite close, and then you realise, it's not. So now we are coming a little bit too fast on approach to this thread. No, we're right. Alright. That's the always thing when you've got a tunnel involved. Your perception of distance is always scuppered, I find. Left on the left hand side is that ramp for the emergency stuff, which is nice to see. These two here have got to be changed to ILSs. They are not LED, they're not the UK Pro style of ones. Anyway, right, in a minute we'll pop out of the other end of the Severn Tunnel. Right, and there we go, we popped out the other end, and welcome to Wales, pretty much. So, next station stop is Severn Tunnel Junction. Now, I've been told there is a gap of overheads for about a mile, probably not even a mile, but there's a gap of overheads at Severn Tunnel which they're working on. Yes. We also noticed that stopboards are not in situ at some stations as well. Mainly just because they haven't got the source yet, but that will be fixed. Will be in well soon. I'll be able to provide some stuff regarding that. Anyway, so here's Severn Tunnel Junction. Not much has changed. Here's a little 158 coming in. Bar the fact that we've got overheads now. So yeah, looks not too bad. I think a little bit of a little bit of shrubbery here and there wouldn't go amiss, but I think that's decent. They've also, I think this is a new bridge that they've just plopped in as well. Looking at the contrast in grass as well. Yeah, as you can see, there's a little bit of a gap of overheads here. They're aware, they're still working on it, but it resumes a little further back down there. Here's the Welsh portal end of the Severn Tunnel. Looks very nice. Just sees the little "Welcome to Wales" sign. Anyway, right, departing Severn Tunnel Junction. This is the best stretch now from here to Cardiff. The route extends all the way to Swansea, of course, and I think the guys are they're working on that stretch as well. So you'll be able to do the full run up to modern standards. There's been talk of running it down to Swindon as a possible extension. I just forgot, we forgot to pan up, didn't we? Well, luckily we can do that on the move. So as long as we're not in a neutral section, we'll do it when we've actually got overheads along on top of us, because so as you can see, it's all ready to accept, pretty much ready to accept overheads. They just need to pop them in. Because if you're looking at this, you just think, oh right, default South Wales coastal, and this is pretty much what they've had to work with. They've had to deal with basically a blank template like this, and then just work their magic and put some stuff on top of it. But I mean, the overheads just change the environment instantly, and if you look at Newport and Cardiff, I say Newport, to be fair, is the more dramatic overhead work. Overhead work. The amount of work it must take to pop all this down is insane. It's honestly, especially in Newport, the amount of junctions, mesmerising in how complex it is. Anyway, right, let's change up to electric, shall we? I'm pressing the wrong button. Right, there we go. Got line. Should have a little bit of a better acceleration curve as well, and a little bit more of a stronger brake dynamic. Anyway, this is I've forgotten the name. Lydney flyover. Lydney. I don't know. No, but I'm not going to say it because I've probably got it wrong. Yeah, so we've got the flyover. That's fully electrified now, as well as they've updated the crossing down the ends, just past the flyover as well. So you see the line convey in on the left hand side. You've then got the old little Lydney. I'm probably talking rubbish here, guys. But anyway, you've got here, which they've updated with ATS crossings. I might as well mention that, if I haven't mentioned it already, the route, I believe, at the moment is freeware. And I think that's the plan, is for it to stay that way. I wouldn't see why not. So yeah, there's a lot of different requirements though. So some of it's ATS stuff, as you can see, for the overhead lines and some of the signals. Some of it's DTG stuff as well. So yeah, but most of it's all pretty much accessible for everybody. Quite doable. I really need to be keeping an eye on my speed. I'm not keeping an eye on it today. I'm too busy talking. That's why we do scripted videos. You also notice that you've got the nice little detail. We've got the long ILS signals there, which is nice to see. When we do a route learning video, we'll go into as why they're long. But yeah, it's very nice route. It brings brings life into the old South Wales coastal route, which I think for a lot of people will be like game changing in a way, because the route's got a lot of playability, I think, in terms of what you can do. You know, freight, passenger stuff. So I think bringing it up to modern standards will give people that edge to be a bit more creative with some of the scenarios that they'll bring out. Plus, just enjoyment. So yeah. Anyway, on approach to Newport now. On the left hand side is East Usk sidings. Again, the overhead line work it's beautiful. Would be nice if my AWS button works. I've had a few questions actually. What do I use to drive? You must be using a controller. Yeah, I use TS controllers. So I've got PVC here. What are the like beta units? I've got a dedicated controller for HST driving as well. Might also notice that the track is a little bit different as well. The track is using ATS track. It was AP track. I personally think there should be an option to have AP track or ATS track. I think both have their ups and downs, but I think would be nice to have a little bit of flexibility for players. Because I know some people prefer one over the other for different reasons. Anyway, right, I think we're waiting for a platform at Newport. Anyway, let's show. I've forgotten the name of the junction here, but I mean, look at that. I mean the complex overhead line work here is just brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Love the stuff. Little tip: if you do play this scenario, make sure you don't read across, because I find this gantry, honestly, caught me out on one occasion and had a panic attack. So of course we got a junction 2 indicator back there. So of course we're going off on the far left hand side, which of course is red. So honestly, there is a sort of spad risk with this gantry, which is terrible. Link to the reskin as well, guys, down in the description down below. Anything that I use in videos, I will more than likely link them down below. Anyway, right. Let's go. Right, so here's Newport. A lot of work has been done mainly on the Newport Tunnel section, just to bring that up to standard with how it currently is. Again, there's a few little tweaks I think that need to be made with signals, just to make them a bit more real life like having the little overhead line cages that just protect them from well, I forgot what they're called, but I think they're little like overhead line cages. Anyway, right, let's have a look at Newport. So of course you've got the classic view. Of course, again, there's some stop markers being put in, some haven't. That's they'll be put in as their source. So at the moment, there's not too many, but hopefully that will change soon. This is the approach into Newport tunnels. You can see that the approach has changed a bit. We've got all these lovely ILS signals, and even so, the ones protecting the entrance into the station, beautiful ILSs, and I believe they're all scripted to have the correct aspects, correct approach sequences, and all the correct sequences that you'd expect from the signals as if they were in real life. Again, I think something needs to be done with the ambient occlusion stuff on the portals, because it just fades to black. I think this one's a little better, but this one it's just like it's like a little bit black. Anyway, right, I think we can go in a minute. Beautiful. Well done, Ben. ATS overheads look brilliant. The overhead line pack is great. It feels great. Feels great. It's difficult to explain because, well, I think working on the railway, you notice all these things. You notice, you notice how things should be. You notice specifically on like routes that you are local to you. You notice all these things, and when you come to play them virtually and they're not there, can be a bit annoying. But I think it's great to now see that it's up to nearly up to modern standards. Let's put it that way. Got a little bit of neutral section stuff going on. Of course, there is neutral sections in here that work and function as appropriately as you would expect. But this is my sort of favourite section. I was waiting for the bloody neutral section, but it's probably just around the end of this curve. It's curious. I find it fascinating, the different style or the different types of overheads that are used in a short amount of space. So like we've got I don't know what it's called, but we've got that style of overhead. We then change to this style, which is nice. We then go back to that style, and it's all the different layouts, I should say, not necessarily styles, but yeah. Anyway, right, we'll go up to 95 now. Speed limits as well are as per reality, as well. I know a lot of work has gone into ensuring that speed is as it should be. Right, we'll put our little limiter on. But it's nice. This also gives another playground for the IET and of course the HST as well. So you can run basically the 2+4s in their final days, or final days, we'll say, in quotations. As well as that, I believe they've put bridges in as required. I don't know if they're custom or not, but of course when the overheads went in, they had to demolish some of the lower bridges, of course, because how are you going to put overheads in? So they've had to raise bridges, they've had to completely remove some and put new ones in, and I believe that is mostly represented in here. Not 100%, because I don't think the guys are doing a lot of modelling, if any. Went Lugan on the left-hand side, which I don't think has seen any upgrade at all, bar the signalling. I don't know if there's any track change layouts. For me, it's all about the little details. I'm big when it comes to signalling. I'm fascinated by it, but little details like the on the right hand side on the in the CES, for example, the cable trunking, stuff like that, just makes a lot of difference in making it feel like realistic in a way. Like the detail is there. So even though it's a revamp, it's got the standard of a full-fledged new route, if you get what I mean. I think it's that big of a deal. Right, crossing over now. So we've got a bit of different working in this. We go a little bit of bi-directional running, or wrong line bi-directional running, if you get what I mean. So now on approach to Cardiff. Oh, completely forgot about that 40 there, but it's fine, it's fine, it's not a route learning video. We're not here for the driving. Anyway, right. It's Cardiff, pretty much. Looking very nice. So of course at Cardiff they've, because you've got this sloping platform to reach like Queen Street and like all the other stuff, they've had to do the overheads in a very different way. They've had to raise it above so it's got clearance with the line here, and then bring it down. So it's nice to see that that's been sort of featured. It's more visible there. Looks very nice. Of course, so you've got the little telephone numbers, and your little triangles there to indicate about phones. It's all here. Good old 175. Nice to see it's not on fire. Yeah, so this is Cardiff pretty much. Looking very, very nice. And of course, it's all overhead. It's all overheaded, electrified down into brickyard sidings as well, which is nice to see. Is Canton, not much has changed around here. Signalling, of course, has just so it's all up to modern standards, but not too much with like the the lines around down here. Of course, haven't seen much. I don't know about stuff in Canton themselves. I know that that signal there has been changed, but I don't know about anything inside here or anything like that signalling wise. I'd like to think so. But anyway. There we go. Alright, finally on approach to Cardiff Central. Now, I believe the scenario carries on into you shunt out to Brickyard, but we're not gonna do all that. As you guys can do that. Of course, this scenario will be a 2+4 in the release version, and it is a lot of fun. Not gonna lie, as much as I'm a bit incompetent driving the 2+4, it is very fun drive. Regardless, keeps you on your toes. 2+4 is a very nice. I missed my stop board there, but we'll stop here. It's a very nice drive, regardless. So yeah, yeah. So this is Cardiff now, as we've just seen, and that's the run. Let me know what you think down below, guys. A big thank you to the small team of devs working their socks off to bring you guys the South Wales Main Line electrified in its modern state. They're doing a top job. I can't wait for you guys to get your hands on it at some point. No release date as of yet. No time frame. They're a small team, of course. But yeah, so basically a modern version of the South Wales Main Line coastal coming to TS with the potential extension to Swansea maybe in the future. Don't know. But yeah, it's looking great, and the team have got my full support. It's absolutely beautiful. So yeah, hope you guys have enjoyed this different style of video. Let me know what you thought down below, and I'll see you guys soon, hopefully with another route learning video, maybe something else, we'll see. Anyway guys, have a wonderful rest of your day. I'll see you soon. Bye bye.